Pathologic is a game that released originally in 2005. Since then, it has birthed a remaster, a reimagining, and another reimagining that is set to release later this year. Reimagining may not be the best way to describe Pathologic 2 and 3, but we're gonna roll with it. My first experience with this franchise was Pathologic 2, and some of the philosophies and lessons from that game still stick with me 3 years after my initial playthrough. Pathologic 3 is on the horizon, and to pay homage to a classic, no pun intended, and to also get to know our Patho 3 protagonist a little bit more, I decided to play through Pathologic Classic. At the time of recording this, I am 7 days in, and I can't tell you if this is the best decision I've ever made or the worst mistake of my life, but let me tell you, this is a game. I have lots of thoughts on this game, and lucky for you, I'm going to share them. My name is KX Cobraful, but you can call me Cobbs. I stream primarily over on Twitch, but love putting out content on YouTube for my favorite games, and I think Classic is shaping up to be one of them, for better or for worse. Throughout this playthrough, I will be editing down the footage in a way that makes sense for the narrative and the storyline of the playthrough, but I'll also be adding commentary to explain some of the reasons behind my decisions and why I'm making them. One thing you'll notice is day one goes pretty easily, but after that we quickly discover that our game is pretty bugged and that this is going to be a lot harder than we anticipated. That being said, in true Bachelor fashion, we are able to persevere over the bugs, the Sand Pest, and all of the other obstacles that come with the town on the Ghorkon. If you like this content, please feel free to give a like and subscribe to this video. It helps me a lot and definitely helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And I want to say thank you to the Patreons who have subscribed to the Patreon and helped make this video possible. Anyways, let's get started with day one in the intro to Pathologic Classic and The Bachelor. Day one, we start out strong by judging some children. What a fuck-ass jumper. I can confidently say that as the playthrough goes on, this is not a practice we continue. The intro to Pathologic Classic is so freaking cool. It sets up this premise that there's something a little more going on underneath the surface, even just with the intro narration. Supernatural revealing themselves, wreaking havoc on the world they rightfully see as their toy. Like, okay, spoilers, God. It then sets up this really uncanny feeling with the kids in the funeral scene. Like, yes, okay, sure, the kids in Pathologic are being weird, the fork was found in the kitchen. You know what I mean? But when you slow down to think about it, kids play imaginary all the time. It's actually really good for their brain and for development. But how many kids play imaginary funeral? Like, a lot of times you see them practicing gender roles, like playing house, or acting out stories they've read, but how many kids are like, I know, let's bury a doll? Right out the gate, we are told that not only is some weird shit going on, which is like kind of understatement of the year, but the kids are probably more aware of it than we would want to believe. This intro is iconic for a variety of spoiler-heavy reasons that I won't get into, but I am here for it. I'm so excited for this. I'm so stoked. For those of you guys who don't know, Pathologic 2 focuses on one of 3 playable protagonists, and you only have access to the one. We've played through Pathologic 2 once now, almost twice. We need to finish that up. But we've been keeping up a lot with the Pathologic 3 news. So, and for those who don't know, the next installment in the franchise is focused on Bachelor Dankovsky, rather than the protagonist of Pathologic 2, which is Army Burach. So, in Classic, which is like one of the original iterations of the game, you have access to all 3 protagonists. So we're going to be going back to play through Bachelor Dankovsky's route in Pathologic Classic so that we're prepared for his new and updated game, Pathologic 3, which is coming out soon. There's our 3!
But I might be saucy.
Okay, subscriber alert aside, I also need to fangirl here over the theater scene. Each protagonist is, in a way, introducing themselves to you and what their main philosophy is with their gameplay. As an Artemis fan, I will be getting Willed tattooed on my arm in a few months, and hearing him say it in this scene was so cool.
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy
She said the thing!
something.
She said the miracle thing!
I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored.
All
I
right.
will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly.
your justice will blind you and become his demise.
I'm not sauce, but I
This
might
calls
be
for
saucy.
the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm.
I'm fangirling, I'm
As
sorry.
for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all.
Hi, dude, it's good to see you.
Neither of you knows compassion.
Awesome Rock, thank you for the prime. I
Seems
appreciate it.
unlikely that we'll get along well. There's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's will.
He said the thing, Meg! Something! He said the thing!
We'll show you the right choice.
Sorry.
Stop thinking about yourselves.
It's funny because they're essentially giving you the spark notes of the conflict that they will be playing out throughout the game, just like in this short snippet of the scene. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. There's also this huge metaphor with Pathologic where it is a play that's talking about itself. So it's a whole thing that I don't really know if I can get into because I don't quite have my brain wrapped around the play metaphor yet. I kind of do, kind of don't. But from a functional perspective, having this as like almost the intro right after the kids is such a cool way to not only introduce you to the game in a real way, but also introduce you to who will be, in a way, the main antagonist of whatever playable character you choose. And they all three have very different approaches to that, as you would see if you played every single route. And that's what they're debating. They're debating how they're going to heal the town, and they all think they're the ones with the right answer, which is why they're all arguing about it. All right. So we will be playing as the Bachelor. I don't know. I don't want to sound weird. Like revisiting like my childhood home. That's what this feels like. Kind of blind. Like as Seffi said, I played through P2 and that's him. I feel like I'm like offsetting the environmental sound cues by my fangirling. I said a lot of this in my earlier footage, so I won't beat a dead horse, but as a reminder, we are a renowned doctor from the capital who is studying immortality, and we are summoned by our colleague, Isidore Burach, to middle of buttfuck nowhere because there's a man there who has incredible longevity, Simon Kane. So we start day one in the Stillwater, which is what should be Dankovsky's home base and refuge. We go over the journal entry and letter that brought us here and head downstairs to talk to our host, Eva Jan. She welcomes us to the town and suggests we talk to Georgi, who the locals call the judge, before talking to Simon Kane, as Georgi will instruct us on how to speak to Simon, as he is his younger brother. Additionally, she adds that Maria, Georgi and Simon's niece, will want to speak with us as well. Before we leave, she asks us to check outside as there were some loud noises, and to return to her after speaking with the Kanes. This marks the beginning of a running pattern for our dear Bachelor. 99.9% of the quests for the Bachelor in this game follow a very similar pattern. Talk to this person, go talk to this person, then come back to me. We are a glorified errand gossip boy. Okay, so yeah, just a hard left and then it'll be up here on the right. Ooh, dumpster. Wait a minute. Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Give me that. Also, I just remembered that there's some people making a ruckus and I want to go check it out. I think the first time I played, is this where we just came from? This isn't the Stillwater, is it? No, it's not. No, it is because the executor's out front. Oh, it's over here. There we go. Pretty sure he like walks up to these people and just immediately gets like jumped. Please F5. Yeah. I I think I recall what happens here. Oh, there's a worm. Where's Howdy when you need him? Oh, hold on. We saved. Yeah, there we go. Hello, dear friends. I am here to ask you to go solicit elsewhere. That sounds like Bachelor, right? My good sir. What do you want? This ain't your business. What is this creature? An udong. Duh. I'm sorry. That's what all them cattle breeders look like. Crude and unshapely and unfinished, don't you know? This feels racist. It is, in fact, racism. Do you want to see he's sick? He's a runaway, this Odange. Hide him all night long. I did. We'll march across the river now, or else he dies. Give him a break, will ya? He ain't gonna bite your head off. Be on your way. And watch out, too. We don't need no witnesses. Can do some killing if we must. Fine, I'm leaving. But I do want to talk to Mr. Odange. The worm feels sick. Head packed. Blood boiling. Belly freezing. Let the worm warm up. Let him take a rest. Don't touch us. We're dangerous. How on earth do you even live like that? Are we done? Okay. All right. Bye. Okay. I believe this is Maria's building. No, this is Victor. And we're being asked to speak to Georgi first. Fuck it. Let's go talk to Maria. I like Maria. From, like, the 5 interactions I've had with her in this game. So. Maria, darling, I'm home! Can't jump on the bed? Alright. Uninstall. Refund.
The Saburovs' wait is over. They've always wanted an heir.
Ah, the Saburovs' wait is over. They've always wanted an heir. After messing around for a bit with some dumpsters and what are some decidedly sketchy people, we go and talk to Maria Kana. She lets us know she dreamed of our arrival, which is one of the more normal things she says. She tells us to go talk to her uncle Georgi and then to come back to her immediately. So we leave to go do that. Bye, Maria. I'll be back later. Georgi, I'm here!
So the Saburovs have offered patronage to
Also,
Symmetry?
I'm live over on YouTube right now, so if you guys want to go over there, click that link and give the video a like, would much appreciate it. I was multi-streaming at the time, which is why I went ahead and give that shout out. But if you've made it to this point in the video, you should also give this a like if you've enjoyed it so far. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, it is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You need not delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We're also aware of the difficulties you are experiencing and are prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my Jesus fucking Christ. My brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. I cannot believe it. It cannot be. So all the Kanes know us. That's cool. But also, the dude who we came to see is dead. That's gotta be some Dankovsky luck. Georgi goes on to tell us his brother was murdered last night under extremely strange circumstances, and that the last person he saw was our colleague, Isidore Burach. Georgi suggests that Simon sacrificed himself to give us a body of evidence to study in our pursuit of defeating death. It seems a bit dramatic, but alright. He then enlists us to help him find his brother's killer and to go talk to the other brother, Victor. Before we leave to go talk to Victor, he kind of blows some smoke up our ass about how this must be a message for us, meaning we are the only ones who can solve the murder. In hindsight, it feels kind of fake, especially for a game and a route in particular that is very grounded in us not being the chosen one and being on the outskirts. But that is a ramble for another day and another time. Let's move on. Everything is a clue to the solutions of this puzzle. Alright. Whatever. I'll go back and talk to Maria now.
I'm feverish. What can it be?
Instead of going to talk to Victor, we go and talk to Maria instead. I like Maria. She tells us she's used to bossing people around, but that now she's coming to us as more of an equal. She warns us that Simon is the first in many victims to come and gives us a list of people that she would like us to save when we have the opportunity to intervene. That's right. Not if we have the opportunity, when. These are your bound. In Pathologic Classic, each healer has a list of bound, people that are prevalent to them, their story, and their role in the town. The Bachelor's bound are known as the Utopians, people with grand plans for the future of the town. We very reasonably are like, girl, what? And she explains that she has special abilities to see into the future to transform the present. We accept, and now have a list of names that we can access to review who not to kill to avoid Maria's shit list. Before leaving, she warns us that we have a terrifying battle ahead and gives us what I think is supposed to be a helpful piece of advice. Jury's still out on that one. We then remember Victor exists and go talk to him. He lets us know this town is a little goofy and has some odd and eccentric traditions, and I'm just going to say that is the understatement of the century. We get a better timeline from Victor of Simon Kane on his last day of life. Apparently, Simon met with Isidore, sent him home, and then went into his focus and asked to be left alone so he could fast for a week. He wanted to fast, according to Victor, so that he could be mourned beforehand, which confuses me. The servants discovered him this morning. The room was ransacked and everything breakable had been broken. He appeared to have experienced immense suffering as well. We ask if anyone could have entered the focus, and Victor informs us that it would not be possible without Simon's permission, which still doesn't make a ton of sense, but okay. He gives us the location of Isidore's house so we can speak with him and asks us to be careful, as whoever killed Simon could not be a person. As someone who's familiar with this universe and franchise, I understand that in context this makes sense, but as Bachelor Dankovsky, a dude who got here 30 minutes ago, it's like, alright. So, whoever killed Simon could not actually be a person, which I guess we've already seen in a donge, so that's, I guess that almost makes sense. They can't be a person. They could not have entered the room where he was at, even though it was clearly broken into, and the man knew he was going to die, so he refused to eat food or water so that he could be mourned beforehand. I think I'm losing my mind. Now it's time to return to Eva and see what she has to say about our conversations with the Canes. Eva, I'm back, honey.
I had a feeling you would come.
Okay, so are we not done talking with the Canes? To trigger whatever she has to say? Okay, we'll go, let's go speak to Maria and Georgi one more time, and if they don't have anything else to say, then we're gonna skedaddle. Here lies the beginning of our struggles. Eva told us to come back to her after talking to the Canes, yet has nothing to say to us? We go back and talk to the Canes to make sure there's nothing else to trigger, and we have nothing. So we give up and head to Isidore's. And we're supposed to go see Yulia next. I thought. Maybe we go see Isidore. Maybe I'm being soon. Okay, fuck it. Let's go see Isidore. Yeah, so we go try to see Isidore now. Sorry for making you doubt yourself. No, you're good. It wasn't you. It was just, sorry I listened to the characters and tried to do what they told me. That was clearly not the correct path to take. So, my bad, Pathologic. Clearly that was my fault. Let's get over here. And then there should be a bridge. Except I'm not going to be able to get to it because this town fucking sucks. Okay. All right, Pathologic. All right, we'll go around. It's vital for my survival. Please talk to the drunks. You should talk to everyone, but if nothing else, talk to the drunks. Ooh, sorry. Did I walk by drunks? Oh, yeah. You look like you've had a couple. I almost got some wine for today, but I did not, alas. Hello. Me, for real. I don't think I have water. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I told him I'd give him water. I don't think I actually have water. Never mind. We walk around, lament on the status of fences, and lie to a drunk about our ability to provide him with water before finally getting to the general radius of Isidore's house. If you're a Pathologic fan, I think you know what's coming. I don't know. How the fuck do I get in here? Dude, what? There's no fence here. Wait, is there... I hate this game. I don't hate this game, I'm sorry. Alright, I think... Is this not... Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. We'll find it. Getting lost. Yeah. My God. There, finally. Fuck's sake. Excuse me. Hello? After finally finding Isidore's house, we discover that our valued colleague is also dead. Truly, Dankovsky should be avoiding lottery tickets for the foreseeable future. We discover that, like Simon, Isidore was a revered member of the town and their only doctor. The guards theorize whoever killed Simon killed Isidore as well. They also blame all of these murders on the Shabnak deer, a fabled steppe creature that is known as a man-eater. Quick sidebar, in Pathologic there are two sides of the town, three if you look hard enough, the townspeople themselves and the steppe. The steppe is an indigenous population that has heavy ties with their religion and spirituality. As such, they are often seen as crude or dumb. We can see this earlier when we speak to the man at the Stillwater about the Odonge who's in the Stillwater's backyard. The current rumor, after the deaths of two seemingly untouchable figures, is that it is a Shabnak deer. Like I said, a Shabnak deer is a steppe monster that appears as a steppe woman with clay legs. So naturally, everyone in the town is handling this really, really well and not overreacting at all. Is it not a cutscene? Oh, there we go. After our conversation with the guards, we leave and come across a group of townsfolk burning a steppe woman at the stake, because people are being reasonable. Sorry, home. So they burned this woman alive, and apparently these two people as well, because they thought she's a Shabnakadir. Oh, I will be digging that. Hello. Yes, don't mind if I do. Thank you. Pistol's gonna be a lifesaver. Yeah, I missed the thing. I know, but it's okay. We got the pistol from it. And we're free of the maze! Oh my god, we just beat Pathologic Classic. That's crazy, guys. This is so much fun. Thank you for coming with me. We navigate the fences again for about a half hour and finally make our way out. And now we are at our next destination, the Sabrovs. Sabrov is one of 3 ruling families who kind of coordinate together to run certain parts of the town. The Kanes are one of the families who we've already met, and the Sabrovs is another. Later on today, we'll meet the Olgimskis, which is the 3rd counterpart to the 3 ruling families. Alexander here is obviously over the moon to meet us. He asks us how we feel about astrology, which I am a huge fan of. Daniil is giving major Virgo vibes. Alexander blames Artemy, Isidor's son, for the murders as he coincidentally arrived in town right as the murders happened. So after the Shabnakadir, he is the town's #1 suspect. Alexander also reveals that Isidore came to him late the night before, presumably after leaving Simon to the Focus. Isidore warned Alexander that there were ominous events ahead of us, which is, again, understatement of the year. Alexander advises us to go talk to Yulia as well as his morphine-addled wife, Katerina, who is a mistress, so she is able to see the future in a similar way to Maria. Along with the 3 ruling families, there are also 3 ruling mistresses, and I won't get too heavy into the lore here, but just understand that they sort of have almost a psychic connection with the town. It's a lot. When we go to see Maria, she acknowledges that Daniil is in a battle with an opposing foe, and she wishes him luck and victory. She also tells us that our primary focus should be the number of minutes we have left, and time as a whole, which is the game's way of telling you your biggest resource to manage will be time. Once we are done getting enlightened by Katerina, our next stop is Yulia. Yulia is, in a way, one of the town's architects. She is the one responsible for the absolute tomfuckery that is the route to Isidore's house. Because of that, I am excited to meet her. I don't even know how you put them up. Holy shit. Put those down. Is it caps? I think it's tab. Okay. let's relax there, Bachelor. You're not the one. So go down, cross the river. Let's go see Yulia. Yulia! We get to Yulia's and she greets us by letting us know she is low on thinking marbles at the moment and that she is probably dying. I love this game, bro. She's like, man, this is a really tough problem that I can't solve. Am I dying? She clarifies that, essentially, she can usually make sense of events through a lens of cause and effect, but that she is really struggling to piece together what has recently happened in the town and why. Yulia is an analyst at heart, and a damn good one, so I imagine not being able to make sense of a series of events that are happening around her would sort of feel like dying. We tell her we are here to solve the murders of Isidore and Simon, and that Sabrov suggested we go to her for help. She relents that she is no better of an investigator than we are, but that she'll try to fill in the blanks that Dankovsky might be missing when it comes to the town lore. She suggests that Simon was poisoned by the Kanes themselves. She came to this conclusion because, according to her, the Focus is not an abstraction, but truly somewhere where no one can get inside but the owner. This means that Simon brought the killer in with him, or, in her words, within him, since no physical objects can be brought in either. We disprove the poison theory as we know Simon's bones were broken and bleeding, a state of being that is incongruent with that of being poisoned. Additionally, Isidore was reported to be stabbed, which is clearly not poisoned, and we've already linked the killer of Isidore with the killer of Simon. She says Reuben had examined the wound and that it had been grotesque. This is our introduction to Reuben. Reuben is Isidore's mentee, and he was raised alongside Artemy and a couple of the other townsfolk that we'll meet later. Reuben has studied under Isidore for years, and their relationship often mimics that of a father and son, although Artemy is clearly Isidore's golden child. There's a little bit of resentment there. Trust me, we'll get to it later. Yulia then suggests that we speak to Reuben if we want to know more about Isidore's stab wound. She also points out that there are quite a few missing hours where we don't know Isidore's location. Her theory is that if he visited the Kanes as well as the Sabrovs, that there might have been something he wanted to report to all 3 ruling families, suggesting that he probably visited the Olgimskis as well. We also learn here that Isidore Burach was the stepman. I believe earlier in our day, Alexander Sabrov even told us that he was set to be elected as leader of the steppe people, commonly referred to as the Ken. The kin are the primary labor force for Olgimski's factory. Any step-related news would definitely be reported to the leader of the Olgimskis, Big Vlad. Yulia gives us the location of Big Vlad and the Olgimskis' residence, and gives us some parting advice before sending us on our way. She says not to trust what the feudals tell us. Feudals referring to the big three ruling families. This is a running theme for The Bachelor, and why I referred to him as an outsider earlier when Georgi was gassing him up. Playing Pathologic Classic after Pathologic 2 is a very revealing experience. In Pathologic 2, the townsfolk trust Artemy, after he is cleared of his father's murder, of course, as he is one of them. He is both parts steppe and townsfolk, so both sides of that coin. And both parties equally trust and support him any way they can. Daniil is not Artemy. He was not raised within the town, and neither side has a reason to trust him. The Utopians, meaning the people of the town that are focused on progression, and are considered Daniil's bound, ask things of him and are involved in his daily life. But even they are not totally transparent with Daniil when it comes to their requests. Daniil believes himself to be the hero of his own story within his battle with death, just to show up to this town and discover that he is not the main character he thought he was. In Pathologic Classic, Daniil is jerked around on errand after errand after errand for the townsfolk, and constantly duped as he realizes there are other motivations at play. This is my favorite distinction between Pathologic 2 and The Bachelor's route in Classic, and it's something I think you'll notice as the playthrough progresses. Alright, this is, whose house is this? This is Laura's, right? Yeah. At some point during the day, we receive a letter from Laura asking us to visit, so we swing by on our way to the lump. She wants to be friends. It's refreshing for all of 30 seconds before she asks us to do something for her. The kids of this town have a bad habit of playing hospital, where they mix a bunch of pills and take them. In hindsight, it is the craziest shit. The house they're playing in is near the Stillwater, so she's asked us to go put a stop to the game before someone dies. Out of all of the requests we received during this game, it's honestly one of the more reasonable ones. Now is a good time to do a quick recap of all of the different plot threads going on today. In Pathologic Classic, quests are self-contained to a day, so if you are not able to finish a quest marked down in the journal of that day, it automatically ends once the clock reaches 2400. For day 1, the main quest is In Pursuit of a Killer. It starts when we speak to Georgi about Simon's death. We progressed it by talking to the rest of the Canes, receiving our list of bound from Maria, and investigating Isidore's house. We then spoke with Alexander Sabarov, then Yulia. And the next stop on our world tour is the lump to visit Big Vlad. We also have a couple of side quests happening simultaneously as we traverse the town. Like Katerina said earlier, time is our biggest resource. If we do not resolve these plot threads before the end of the day, they are done and ended. So it's wise to plan out your walking routes to maximize as much quest progression as possible. The first side quest we received is the Squatter's Quest. This is when Eva asked us to go talk to the worm and factory man that were posted up in the Stillwater backyard. This is just to introduce the idea of side quests. There is no resolution to this quest, no consequence to it, it just exists. The next side quest is one we just picked up, called the Many-Legged Fugitive. It's the quest to stop the kid from taking a potentially lethal concoction of hospital-grade drugs. There are 2 more side quests we encounter throughout the course of the day, but I won't cover those until we get there. Especially because they're kind of spicy. Like, I feel like the progression of side quests in this game, like on day 1, goes from talk to the homeless people to stop kids from taking morphine, then to kill someone and hide a murder. Like, it's honestly, like, very pathologic coded the way these quests develop. Anyways, now that we're all caught up, let's move on. Where to next? So it's time to go see old Gimsku. But we're here. We might as well do the Schmouter thing. I was trying to go to the old Gimskis, but clearly that didn't work out. I think I know where it's talking about. Yeah, so for reasons unbeknownst to me, we were going from Laura's and we're supposed to go to the lump, which is directly south, but at some point we crossed a bridge and ended up at the stone yard for reasons that I cannot fathom. So since we're in the area for the Many-Legged Fugitive, we're just going to go ahead and look for the house that Lara told us about where kids are doing drugs. Because no drugs on my watch. No, surely that's not what they're talking about. What is this? Okay. Are we in the steppe? Yes, okay, we need to go back. I can see the stash from my window in the Stillwater, in a house by the staircase ruin. Okay, so this is the house in the Stillwater. I'm just gonna start trying doors. We'll find it. Don't mind me. Not this one. Because I imagine that's the staircase ruin. But it's not the Stairway to Heaven stuff that they were talking about. Hello. Okay, not this one then. So we'll just try every single house around the Stillwater. One of them has to work. Dude, I'm just gonna let the kids make the drugs. I'm kind of tempted to do that anyways, because the drugs are useful. So why would I stop their operation? But for the sake of Lara's quest, someone I don't particularly like a whole lot, she wants me to go keep these kids from making drugs. And referenced a staircase ruin, and there's not even a staircase ruin. I know there is. I know I'm looking in the wrong place. Just give me time to wander. I'll get there. Laura's worried about them. She's worried about the mysterious schmauters they seem to have discovered. It would put her mind at ease if I could get my hands on it and wrest it away from them. I know where they keep it. I can see the stash from my window in the Stillwater. In a house by the staircase ruin. These are houses. Is there a staircase ruin around here? That better not be. That's a slide. That's not a staircase ruin. Lara. So if one of these houses work, I'm gonna be really fucking mad. The sad thing is, I haven't really been like, be so fucking for real, Lara Ravel. Be so fucking for real. Oh, children, I want the drugs. Another hook and a syringe. Surely this is the house. Yeah, I think we pretty much. I think the surprise that Sophie's talking about is, and this is not the house. So it's just a good old-fashioned drug house. All right. Okay, so it's what we're expecting. So we'll keep looking for the stupid fucking staircase, which really shouldn't be all that hard to find, but for some reason is. I fucking hate this game. Okay. Okay. Okay, look at the air. There's no way in hell you don't fucking look at me. Do not fucking look at me. There's no way in hell you can see that stairwell from the Stillwater. The Bachelor is a liar. All right, which one of these houses has the drugs in it? Not the kids. We found it. I thought I heard footsteps and I got a little spooky. I want the fish. Yeah, give me the fish. No. I definitely heard a footstep. I feel like I'm playing CSGO, like. Whoa! Okay, fine. Hello, child. It took us several years, but we finally found the drug house. The first kid we talked to says some really weird stuff about using a coin for protection. I'm sure it's somehow weirdly plot relevant, but I don't have the mental fortitude to try to figure that one out. He laments that he's lost the coin he was using to protect himself, and that now it's going to be difficult to find all the schmauters as their leader, Khan, has outlawed bullying. What are schmauters, you might ask? They are a pharmacist's worst nightmare. It's what the kids call their concoctions of pills. If you had not caught on, this is a game about a plague. The plague that is about to hit the town had an initial outbreak several years ago. During this outbreak, kids started making schmauters as a way to attempt to ward off the disease. The concoction ended up poisoning them, but according to them, it did make the disease leave the body. There's some really cool Sand Pest lore here, but I'll restrain myself as it's only day one. Anyways, the kids tell us that the schmauters they made during the first outbreak were stashed away here, but that they're gone now. Someone has already looted the cache and stolen the schmauters. One kid we speak to suggests it might be Capella who stole them to distribute among her particular following. Capella is Big Blad's daughter, who is around the kids' age. We'll meet her later. But yeah, the kids theorize that it is she who stole them and has given them out to her particular following of children who are now running amok in the town with the schmauters. The kids say that when adults take the schmauters, it normally takes them a week to get over the sickness, but after that, they're usually fine. When Dankovsky asks how kids normally react to the schmauters, the kid says that all kids should, instead of taking them, come to the polyhedron, as they'll be safe there. The polyhedron is the large structure in the sky outside of the stone yard, not the staircase one we were looking for. It was built by two utopians on our list that we will meet later. It's a bit of a living organism, and it's like kind of hard to explain, so we'll get there when we get there. Just know that kids live there and revere the structure and treat it as their home. Anyways, the kids give over their only schmouter, so we loot the rest of the house and leave. Before reporting back to Lara that there are now drug-taking children running amok, we stop by Big Vlad's to finally make an introduction. Look at it. All right, Vlad, I shall be looting your home. Oh no, it's happening again. Life. Never mind, you will not let... Oh, hello, Vlad. What a guy.
No, I won't believe in some earthen killer.
Bachelor Dankovsky, of course. Who else could be so dapper? I've heard quite a lot about you. Have you taken a look around? Be sure to check the state of the industry around here. We have our own ways. How curious. What is the current state of your industry? I'm going to start asking people that. Just like let them figure out what I'm asking. Come now. It's a complicated establishment with a 1,000-year history. A special approach is required to control such a colossus. See what I'm getting at, emissary? But no, such businesses always leave room for improvement. I can see we're not really seeing eye to eye. The project is special. Very special. That means common standards do not apply here. That would be very naive. I'm gonna keep it like $1.50 here. Big Vlad definitely exploits and underpays the kin population that pretty much runs his factory. Later on, when things get a little spicy, it's a little clearer how bad this mistreatment is, but that's kind of what he's alluding to right now. Big Vlad is one of those characters that's pretty easy to hate, and for very valid reasons. I like the complexity of his character. It'd be so easy to just make him like, ooh, evil capitalist man, which to be fair, he is. But he's also like very much a family man. Like he loved his wife and he loves his daughter. He pretends he doesn't have a son, but that's okay. And it's kind of assumed everything he does is for his family. And so it's interesting to see that side of his character, especially from Artemy's perspective in Pathologic 2. He doesn't really like Dankovsky all that much, and I think that's like super real of him. But in Pathologic 2, he almost attempts to take Artemy under his wing a little bit. It's definitely for his own gain. Don't get me wrong. He's not like out of the goodness of his heart helping a grieving young adult process his like he's definitely manipulative about it, and it's very clear. But he's like also one of the only people that when Artemy comes back to the town initially and is like surprised that everyone thinks he killed his dad, Big Vlad's one of the only people that's like, yeah, no, I don't think you did it. You can stay here if you want. I'm not going to turn you in. You're chill. So Big Vlad's an interesting one. I like him. But also it's very easy to hate him, and for very real reasons. Anyways, let's go over the conversation with him. Over the course of your conversation with Big Vlad, he tells you to essentially fuck off when you ask him about Isidore. This becomes a recurring theme. He says he actually believes, or pretends to believe, that Isidore's killer is a Shabnok, and that there have been stranger things in general to come out of the steppe population than a man-eating monster. He then talks some shit about Vlad Jr., as Vlad Jr. tends to take a different approach with their workforce. Rather than oppressing them, he actually tries to talk to them, get to know them, and learn their culture. Dankovsky catches on and asks if Vlad Jr. would then know anything about the murders, since he tends to be so close with the kin. Big Vlad tells you to fuck off again and to never speak to his son. We ask him about Simon, and he says he wasn't really surprised that Simon died, and that the amount of power Simon held unbalanced the town. Like I said, the Kanes, Olgimskys, and Sabarovs all three ruled the town, but it seems like Simon had amassed a little too much influence for Big Vlad's taste. He says no one is to blame and that it just happened, which is honestly crazy. We finally ask him about what him and Isidore talked about, and it looks like Isidore wanted him to stop the factory. Big Vlad was not a fan of this idea, so Isidore said he'd just talk to Capella and get her ideas on it. Big Vlad will do pretty much anything for Capella and anything she asks, so he locked the door to her part of the lump to block Isidore, and then told him to fuck off. After that, it looks like Isidore went to Simon's, so the Olgimsky visit was before the Simon Kane and Sabarov visit in our timeline. We go to leave and see a worm running by. During the course of our conversation with Big Vlad, he said if there was a worm running around, that it was probably looking for his son. You need to talk to Vlad Jr. later on today for the main quest. And following this worm that is on the screen for about 2.5 seconds is how you find Vlad Jr. Classic makes me want to die sometimes. I definitely missed this part of it, and we had to look up the house later. Anyways, earlier today, Yulia mentioned Anna Angel, one of the town's residents, so now it's time to go meet her and begin our next side quest. A watch, maybe? Yeah, ideally. No, put the gun away. That's not what I meant. Put the gun away. Okay. Where? Oh, you're Anna. Why are you dressed like Joan of Arc?
Shebnek is an evil man-eater made of clay and bones. She's the murderer.
Okay, Anna. Okay. Anna installs our outfit, then asks us to confirm the death of a clearly dead individual in front of us. She claims he barged in here, and although he did not attack her, she assumed he was sent for her. It looks like the cuts, though, that killed him were made very precisely. If only we knew a surgeon who would be able to make those sort of incisions. Anyways, it looks like he attacked someone at the train station that he thought was Simon Kane's murderer and bit off a little more than he could chew. So we are definitely talking about Artemy here. I love when pathologics. Anna asks us not to call anyone here and that the authorities would assume she had done something wrong. Anna is so sketchy for so many reasons that I can't even begin to count. She then asks us to go to the cemetery and tell the caretaker, a literal child, that there is someone less than living in her house and that she needs him picked up. So, because this all makes perfect sense, we begin to head to the cemetery. Okay, we gotta go all the way over here. What time is it? Do we have... So that's, oh, that's just like 2 o'clock. Okay, we're fine. Let's just go ahead and head to Grace. And then we're going to go all the way back up. So I do want to go bring the schmouter to Lara before the day gets too down the road. Board needles? Okay. Thank you for the tip. Dude, I always love the audio effects you get when you go into the step. Fucking love this game. Oh, Grace! Anna needs your help. Whoa. Whoa. I'm thinking that I'm not in the right place. Oh no, my friend. You are in the exact right place. We tell the hunchback we are looking for Grace, and he tells us tough shit. We tell him we need someone buried without too much fuss, and he asks us for $2 grand. So, that's cool. The hunchback advises us to sell our equipment as the shops have been saving their money for the train that definitely isn't coming and will pay a handsome price for it. With no other option left, we go on our way. Where's Grace at? Alright, well, I guess we'll go try to sell some shit. Okay. Let's go back to Ravel's house. I think we also forgot to talk to Capella, so let's go by Olgimski's and then cross the river to Ravel's house. I think this way? Yes, okay. Alright. We have a bandage. Let's see what that'll sell for. Hello. Oh, you have. Oh, this must be a grocery. Okay. What if I give you... What's this? Kerosene. I don't want to sell any of the food. We obviously shouldn't sell the kid stuff, the stuff that the kids will want. Fine. Okay, you can have that. You're who I'm here to see.
I feel a current in my veins.
We sell a gold bracelet to get in the general neighborhood of our 2K goal, then swing by to talk to Capella. I'm not sure why we did this. I think it might have just been for fun. She laments that her mother's not alive to take control of everything, and that Katerina is too exhausted to handle all of it. She also hints that there's something weird going on with Katerina's prophecies, but more on that much later. We suggest that Capella take drugs and then leave. Again, I'm not really sure why we stopped here, but we did. So that actually didn't tell us anything. Why is there still a circle here if we've already, talked to everyone? Or are we looking for young Vlad? Okay. Lara's house is there, so let's take a hard right and go up there. We get to Lara's house and tell her the bad news. She wants the schmouter to herself to, quote-unquote, throw in the fire. But we keep the schmouter for plot reasons. This marks the end of the many-legged fugitive. At this point, we lock in on the 2K goal as we are fairly close to getting it, and head back to the cemetery. Oh my god, I don't want to give anything away because I don't really know what's valuable yet. Okay, we just need about 140 more. I think it's been enough time. Yes, I do remember when I was talking to Big Vlad. It's truly a memorable experience. Did I miss something with Young Vlad? I know he didn't want me to talk to Young Vlad. Oh, and we saw the worm sprinting by as... Yeah, okay, yeah. So we should have followed the worm there. And there's a worm running, and I considered shooting him. Yeah, okay. And we finally remember Young Vlad exists. Thankfully, we had my good friend Sephi, who you guys should also follow on Twitter, as she posts a lot of pathologic content there, reminded me that we have to speak to Young Vlad, and that is the next part of the main quest. A fun little Pathologic Classic lore, if you want to call it, is that if you do not finish the main quest on day 1, you will have to restart. I'm not sure what the consequences or what the game over is, but essentially everyone dies of the plague or something like that. Every consecutive day, if you do not complete the main quest of the day, some of your quote-unquote bound can be infected and killed. But on day 1, if you do not complete the main quest and essentially ensure the information you get from Young Vlad makes it to the Canes and Reuben, who we will speak to later in this quest, everyone gets the plague and dies or something like that. I don't really know. I don't plan on finding out, but you have to restart. That's the main point. So now we go off to find Young Vlad. I remember where he's at. I remember his location in P2, so I'm honestly just kind of looking for that. It's much better, yeah. It also makes it, I guess, if you're looking for like the red highlighted places, if you haven't been there already, it makes it a little easier. Yeah. There we go. Hello, Young Vlad.
Who lives without folly is not so wise as he thinks.
I like him a lot more in P2. In P1, he's classic, he looks like a little bitch. I stand by this. As the playthrough goes on, I like Young Vlad less and less. I definitely hate Reuben more than him, but he is a close second on my least liked list. Just leave him in the Turbitary, for real, for real. Anyways, he gives us what appears to be a riddle, and we pass, I think? He notes that we are looking for the killer and that he has information we would find of interest. He describes to us the termitary, the bunkhouse where the kin workers live, and then drops some more casual racism. He lets us know that sometimes riots occur in the termitary, but that they just lock it up until it sorts itself out. This time, though, a man escaped from the termitary before they could do so. Young Vlad suggests he was the killer and that turning him in, or killing him, would be ideal. He warns us that if Big Vlad finds out there is a fugitive in the crude sprawl, he will go apeshit and enact pointless brutality, so it's better if we just take care of it instead. He then shows us the house on the map. We decide to talk to him a little more and discover that, yeah, that was all cap. Apparently Isidore also visited him last night. Isidore warned Young Vlad that there's an epidemic in the steppe camps that is starting to break out. Young Vlad eventually relents that this was the reason the termitary was locked up, to keep the infection from getting in. Isidore initially warned Big Vlad about the epidemic and advised him to shut down the factory, but Big Vlad did not believe him about the epidemic. So Young Vlad fabricated the riot to cause Big Vlad to lock it up prematurely. Young Vlad then begs us to warn Reuben, as Reuben is about to examine Simon Kame's body and needs to know it is likely the plague that killed Simon and Isidore. Why are you so fucking tall? You get out of dialogue and you just immediately go. We're gonna have to nap soon. Okay, so it's on the map now. Okay, I have a question. So, like, I'm about to be exhausted to death, right? So if I'm not able to get the 2K, bring it to here, deal with whoever's in here, and also go back up here. Like, if I don't resolve these plot lines, are they just done? I'm gonna go kill that. I'm gonna go kill that dude. I'm gonna go kill the step dude. Because we're also gonna need to nap soon, and I'm worried that we're gonna, like, it's gonna end. It's considered failed, yes. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, I'm not going the extra lengths to do, like, whatever it would take to save him. I'm just gonna kill it. I'm just gonna walk in, shoot, and walk out. Actually, I'll try to turn him into the Canes. Hello? Oh, Aspity. Fuck, dude. Oh, I know you're gonna be the most least helpful person. Fuck. Hello.
Why is the termitary so loud? What are they celebrating?
They're not celebrating, they're fighting. Oh, Aspity, it's good to see you again. Aspity breaks the ice by discussing bloody water, so we cut to the chase. We are here to kill the Stepman. At this point, I was hoping there was an easier way to save him, but I was really more concerned with finishing all of the quests for the day, rather than having to take an extra step just to finish this one. Aspity eventually tells us it'd be useless to talk to him as we won't understand him and that he is crazed, but that she has something to tell us. She warns us that something is brewing in the termitary, which, like, fair. Fork found in kitchen, no shit. Regardless, we still need to talk to the butcher, so she tells us where to find him. We end up trying to talk to him, and lo and behold, Aspity wasn't lying to us. We kill him and move on. Aspity's gonna hate my ass. Aspity. No, this was. Oh, I didn't. I said I was gonna kill him. Okay, this might be bad timing. Do you have anything on your body, though, that I could use? No. Okay, then we gotta go. We gotta go, then. That was just 3 bullets, just fucking wasted, dude. Fuck. It's fine. All right, young Olgimsky needs to pay up, though. He said I would be compensated for murdering someone. So he better, dude. I was like, that was wild. He just like spat out a bunch of vowels. And then I was like, can you understand me? And he was like, you can understand these fists. Yeah. I think see, here's the thing. I think if a first-time player was playing, I'm sure they wouldn't feel like, and they gave a shit, right? I'm sure that wouldn't feel great. But I think it's because, like, Artemy's my favorite character. And his story is so closely tied to the step. I'm like being a little parasocial about it. I'm like, no, what would Artemy think? Artemy is a video game character. He wouldn't think a whole lot. But I'm still just like, Artemy's gonna be so disappointed in me. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Sorry, random butcher man. I need money so that I can cover for Anna Angel's clear murder victim. Look at that bed.
Who lives without folly?
Shut up. After murdering a man in cold blood to appease young Vlad, he tells us to consider this a donation from the town's rulers rather than the payout for a hit job. We take a quick nap after that, and it is now nighttime, and our clock is running out to wrap up the quest threads. We somehow make our way seamlessly back from young Vlad's to the graveyard to pay off the hunchback so he'll do his literal job. We tell him that the body we need picked up is at Anna Angel's. After that, we go to let her know her crime is covered up, and she gives us a silver ring for a job well done. This has wrapped up our other side quest of the day, the blood-covered fugitive. It's been day 1, and Dankovsky has covered up 2 murders. I mean, I don't even know if you want to go into whether he's covering up the Simon Kane and Isidore Brurock murder, but he's been a busy man today. He's been a busy man. Now it's time to head back to the Canes and meet our arch nemesis, Ruben. To clarify, I don't like Ruben, which is why he is my arch nemesis, but him and Dankovsky do have a pretty good working relationship. More importantly, we have to wrap up the main quest of the day, which determines whether the day is successful or not. And most importantly, it is time to tell Ruben how Simon Kane died. I hate him. I hate him in P2. I hate him in this game. I hate him. I have bad news for you. If we don't take measures soon, we are in for a terrible ordeal. It seems like Simon died of a contagious disease. I don't believe it. A second outbreak? Look at him. Yeah, it wasn't Artemy, you fucking cunt. I need to regain my senses. Are you sure about this? Do you mean what you say? I am, and I do. Ew. If it's the Sand Plague, Master's death was so untimely. If it's the Sand Plague, we only have a few more days to live. You see, I have no idea how to stop it. No one does. So you're already familiar? I'm only making assumptions. I don't want to believe this. I'd rather have any other plague than this. We have no time to waste. The body must be inspected, isolated, destroyed if necessary. We must take protective measures for that, of course. We need your diagnosis before we can provide a reasonable protection. At the moment, we can only buy yellow immunity boosters at the drugstores. They are no good. but I'll try to do something about this. We'll need to take some remedies from Master's old workplace. Did you know he was murdered by his son? An atrocity. Ugh! For anyone that's wondering why I hate this man so much, it's because he grew up with one of our other protagonists, Artemy Burach, who is also the son of Isidore Burach. Isidore took Reuben under his wing, and when Artemy went to surgeon school, Isidore continued to train Reuben in the ways of medicine. So when Artemy returns back to the town after receiving a letter from his father that he needs to come back, because he arrives the same day Isidore died, his childhood best friend just jumps to the logical said very sarcastically, logical conclusion that Artemy killed his dad. And it makes no fucking sense to me. And he bitches and moans at Artemy the day he shows up and just throws a fit about it. And it isn't until he's like on death's door, him being Reuben, sorry, spoilers, that he's like, maybe I should have thought about this differently. Oh, God, I hate him so much. I hate him so much. It's like, oh, God, I hate him so much. Anyways, sorry for the ramble. You're about to hear it again, but we'll let previous Cobbs get to that. In the final parts of that conversation, we say, hey, what's crazy, right, is that it probably wasn't Artemy who killed your, like, adoptive father, and it was most certainly the fucking plague you're so worried about that also killed the only other important person in this town. What, did that make sense, right? Reuben, for the first time in his life, sees sense and leaves to get everything ready for the body to be examined. Now that we've talked to Reuben and let him know that it was the sand plague, we need to report back to Ghorkon. But first, I have feelings I need to express, and I'm going to do so.
Tell me what you want, and I will tell you who you are.
No, I like Victor. I hate Reuben. That's the problem? Yeah. The problem is he's my fist is here. And his face is like at least 3 feet above me. That is the problem. That even if I had him right here and was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some of my own personal issues out on you, and I'm gonna punch you for the way you treat Artemy in this game, I would have to fucking jump just to like get a shot in on him, dude. It's insane. I'd be like, hold please, let me just get up here. Like, damn. I fucking hate that guy. But died of a natural cause or succumbed to some physical illness. Is that what you're saying? I mean, it was like the worst plague to ever exist on this earth, so I wouldn't say like some physical sickness. Is that a hypothesis or a fact supported by evidence? Your hypothesis is not something I am willing to accept. Furthermore, the same rhetoric is widely employed by the people who want to hinder the murder investigation at any cost. The same people are spreading false rumors of civil disorder, which, as they would have it, took over the town. The same people would happily sacrifice human life to maintain a semblance of order. What would you say to that? I would say otherwise. The whole narrative is too convenient for those covering the murder. Dude. However, if you are right, then this is a death sentence for us all. Look for the murder as long as you can. No, I've had enough. Today's quest. Yeah, there we go. It was killed by highly... It seems I will not be the first to meet the killer. Dr. Reuben has better chances at that. I cannot help but think that were Katarina's prophecy to come true, it would have made the situation even more convoluted than it already is. Alright. I'm gonna go sleepsies now. And we have now completed the main quest of the day. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier in the video, but if you do not complete the main quest of day 1, your playthrough is over and you have to restart. Without Danielle doing the legwork to discover the plague's resurfacing, they do not have time to prepare and it ends up TPKing the entire town. Just light work. We ended up finishing all side quests of the day other than one. Apparently, we missed the quest where a young girl tells us of an invisible cat that lives near the train tracks. You go there around 2100 and shockingly do not see a cat. Quest done. You do get an achievement called She Was Here. So, other than our invisible cat quest, we completed the Squatters quest, the Many-Legged Fugitive quest, the Blood-Covered Fugitive quest, and the Beast-Like Fugitive quest. It may be pertinent to note that the cat and squatter's quest are called mini quests in the wiki rather than side quests, but I digress. To finish off the day, we go back to the Stillwater for some well-deserved rest after a day of drugs and murder. And I wish I was being like genuinely every single quest today, like side quest, involved drugs or murder. Like I cannot with this town. Anyways, that is our day 1 in the town on the Ghorkon for our dear Bachelor. Thank you so much for watching. This one took a while. Granted, I think these will release pretty close to each other, but it's taken me a while to kind of get these edited down and edited over with my commentary because I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted these to be uploaded to YouTube. I didn't want it to just be my footage, but I also didn't want it to be a complete voiceover, so it ended up being a mix of both. But I'm a huge fan of Pathologic, and I hope you enjoyed. If you're still at this point in the video, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like and a comment, it helps me out a ton as a creator and lets me know that you guys don't hate this content, which I love hearing. And if you want to join as a member or subscribe to the Patreon, you could get videos like this a little earlier than everyone else. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Day 2 should be out in a few days, followed by day 3. So be on the lookout for those. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Peace.